is into the back of the net. And it's Alexis McAllister again. Back post. Oh, it's gone in. Little flick, an overhead kick, and it's gone in. And Sunderland through Brian Brobby might have just got a point here. There's another go. Oh, fabulous from Rashford. Absolutely tearing it up. Oh, he's done it. Oh, what a finish. Can you believe it? Arsenal had the set piece proficiency coming into it, but that is an unbelievable goal from Dominic Szoboszlai. Here's a chance one-on-one. Round the goalkeeper. It's 2-1. Brighton have turned it around. He's at the crossbar. Manchester United are out. Grimsby Town have one of the most unbelievable cup upsets in the Carabao Cup history. A very good evening, welcome to Premier League Live this Wednesday night. Our second night of 3 nights of Premier League action this midweek to kick off the festive fixtures in the Premier League this December. Some cracking games last night. A 9-goal thriller at Caoimhan Cottage was certainly the highlight of last night's action. 6 games for you tonight, 4 already underway, 7:30 kickoffs, 2 kicking it off at 8:15. There's already been some early goals at the Emirates. The league leaders Arsenal are 1-0 up against London opponents Brentford. Mikel Merino, midfielder turned striker, with the absence of Victor Gyökeres, he has given Arsenal the lead there. So it is 1-0 to Arsenal, and it was 2-0 to Brighton. They had cruised into a great lead there on the south coast. John Paul Van Hecke and Pau Torres with an own goal gave Brighton a 2-goal lead, but the fight back from Aston Villa is on, and they've got one back. Ollie Watkins with the goal, and there's been a goal at Molineux as well to tell you. It's all happening as we start this evening's action. Nottingham Forest have just taken the lead against Wolves. Bottom of the league, Wolves not looking good for them at all in survival this season, and they are already 1-0 down at home to Nottingham Forest. Igor Jesus with the goal there. And the other game that doesn't have a goal in it so far from early kickoffs, Burnley taking on Crystal Palace. That's at Turf Moor, and we'll keep an eye on that one as and when, if anything, changes. The 2 late games, though, Leeds taking on Chelsea at Elland Road, and the feature game here in LFS tonight, Liverpool taking on Sunderland at Anfield. Liverpool back to winning ways at the weekend. Sunderland beaten at the weekend, not looking coming from behind to win at the weekend, Sunderland, but they have had failed to win any of their previous 3. So both sides on a high after the weekend's action. Will they be on a high come the end of tonight? Well, we will find out, of course. Liverpool certainly need to keep their action going. 7 wins and 6 defeats this season for the Reds, but we'll talk all about that as the game goes on. A quick reminder of last night's results for you. Everton 1-0 winners away at Bournemouth. Jack Grealish with the only goal of that game in the 78th minute, but a game which Everton, certainly with the chances they created, dominated the game. The possession in Bournemouth's favour. Neither of these two sides dominated the game at Caoimhan Cottage, but it was a crazy affair. Manchester City were 5-1 up in that game. Erling Haaland with his 100th Premier League goal in the breaking a record, being the quickest player to ever reach 100 Premier League goals, 111 appearances. It was then 2-0 when Thierry Reinders added a second. Phil Foden added a third, and then added a fourth as well in the second half, but that was between Emile Smith-Rowe getting one back for Fulham. At half-time it was 3-1. 4-1 when Foden got his second of the night just at the start of the second half. Then it was 5-1 when Sander Berger put into his own net to give City a 4-goal lead. But that wasn't to be the end of the night. Fulham got 3 unanswered goals, Alex Iwobi, and 2 from Samuel Chukwueze. Got them right back into the game late on, but ultimately Manchester City held on for all 3 points. It is the 6th highest scoring Premier League game in history. Only 5 games have ever got more goals in it in the Premier League history than last night's game. But City, certainly with the chances they created, dominated. A 0.91 XG for Fulham, and they scored 4 goals. Quite unheard of. And then to round off our game last night was quite slow until the final 20 minutes. Bruno Guimaraes gave Newcastle the lead. Then the Spurs captain had his say. Christian Romero got his first of 2 of the night to level things before Anthony Gordon's penalty gave Newcastle the lead once again, before Christian Romero equalised once again to make it 2-2. It finished there at St James's Park. And that was last night's action. 3 games down there. 4 underway tonight. 2 to comedy at 15. And 1 tomorrow. We're at Old Trafford tomorrow. Manchester United taking on West Ham United. Looking forward to watching that one tomorrow evening. But to tonight's action at Anfield, Liverpool, the champions, taking on a Sunderland side who've been the surprise package of the season so far. Actually, 3 places above Liverpool coming into tonight's game, but they can overtake them, the champions, if they claim victory tonight. Sunderland, 6 wins, 4 draws and just 3 defeats from their 13 Premier League games so far this season. Let's have a look at the teams then, and Liverpool unchanged from the weekend's 2-0 win over West Ham United. Alisson starts in goal. Joe Gomez continues at right back alongside Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson starts at left back. Ryan Gravenberch alongside Alexis McAllister in midfield. Dominic Szoboszlai further forward. Florian Wirtz stays in and around that right wing role with Salah on the bench. Cody Gakpo off the left. And Alexander Isak, who got his first Premier League goal for Liverpool at the weekend, he starts up front. On the bench, Mohamedashvili, Kerkez, Endo, Salah, Jones, Nyoni, Chiesa, Ekitike and Ungamoa. And just a correction, Liverpool will make 1 change. Andy Robertson comes in for Milos Kerkez. For Sunderland, Remo Rouge starts in goal. They've gone for a back 5 tonight with Trey Hume, Noni Mukiele, Dan Ballard. Also coming in alongside Dan Ballard is Omar Alderete, and Reynildo starts at left back. In midfield, Granit Xhaka alongside Sariki and Noah Siddiqui, and then Talbi on the right, Lefay off the left, and through the middle is Brian Brobby. On the bench for Sunderland, Patterson, O'Nien, Gertrude, Neil, Adingra, Mundell, Traore, Isidore and Mayenda. Liverpool looking to make it back-to-back Premier League victories for the first time since match day 5 of the season, when they won each of their first 5 games. They're looking to put that torrid run into the history books and look on to try and, well, maybe rescue Champions League football, never mind a title race. It's Liverpool against Sunderland at Anfield next. A very good evening. Welcome to Premier League Live for this one for you tonight. Jam-packed action in the Premier League. 4 games, as I said, underway. 2 kicking off at 8:15. Including this one here at Anfield, Liverpool against Sunderland. 2 sides that haven't met since 2017. And Liverpool, a very good record against today's opponents. They'll be hoping that that stays true to give them as much of an advantage as they need tonight. And Arne Slot's team not in a great run of form. That win against West Ham at the weekend certainly is a move in the right direction after 3 successive defeats in all competitions, including back-to-back or a home defeat against Nottingham Forest. Not often that Liverpool lose at Anfield, but they did for the 2nd time this season a few weeks ago. But nice roaring chorus of You Never Walk Alone before we get underway. It's red v blue tonight. Liverpool in all red. Sunderland their away strip of blue shirts, white shorts. And it is the home side that get us underway, kicking towards the Anfield Road end for the first half, as is usual tradition at Anfield. And Liverpool kept it tight against West Ham at the weekend. A goalless first half, which is very rare when you consider Liverpool this season conceding goals early in games. West Ham didn't have a shot on target at the weekend. The defensive performance that was much improved. And Liverpool and Arne Slot hoping that they can build on that, use that as a foundation for trying to find a way past a very good team in Sunderland here tonight. Also kicking off, by the way, Leeds against Chelsea at Elland Road. And we'll keep you up to date with that, as well as all of the other games that are underway in the Premier League tonight, right throughout the evening. By the way, there's been a goal at Turf Moor. Crystal Palace have taken the lead there with that one. So the deadlock broken there. Daniel Munoz with the goal set up by Mark Guehi. Two defenders getting in on the action there at Turf Moor. And the goal at Molineux has been disallowed. It is still 0-0. Forest thought they'd taken the lead, but that has been disallowed after a VAR check, and it has been ruled out, so no goal. And we'll keep you up to date. All of those 7:30s kickoffs are all coming to an end of the first half, so we will update you on the halftime scores as and when we have them. Ball back with Allison, looking to try and get his team up the field as he kicks it long right to the direction of Joe Gomez on that right flank. And a positive performance for Joe Gomez. It's been a problem position for Liverpool this season through injury and really poor performances at right back. Jeremy Frimpong and Conor Bradley really haven't been consistently fit at all this season, and Dominic Szoboszlai is substituted in there quite often. He's moved into midfield, his more natural position, and Joe Gomez, who has played right back multiple times before for Liverpool, did a good job on Sunday and is rewarded by keeping his place in the team tonight. Here's Gravenberg to Szoboszlai, who will feed it back to Ibrahima Konate, into Weerts. A little bit caught in possession there, Weerts, as Xhaka has it for Sunderland. And we'll go back the way to Mukiele. Tries to dart it in between the lines to Le Fay, and the ball closed out by Gravenberg, who found it to Gakpo. Just couldn't play it on to Weerts. A bit impatient there, Liverpool, as possession back to Sunderland with Hume trying to go for the deep ball in, and it's just a little too ahead of Talby, who was making the run in, and Gomez will see it out for the throw. Well, Brian Brobby's gone down here. Referee said there was no foul on the challenge by Van Dijk, and Brobby is hurt due to that. But Virgil van Dijk showing his presence. Brian Brobby is back to his feet and okay to continue. So Joe Gomez throw in deep in his own half, headed on by Gravenberg and Weerts, who takes it down in a crowded area and was taken down in that area, and will win a free kick for Liverpool. A much improved performance from Florian Weerts as well at the weekend, working in between the lines, giving that free role in the Liverpool midfield, and certainly expressed himself with the ball, which is exactly what the expectation is from a player like Weerts, that flair player. As Van Dijk and Gakpo not quite linking up there, and it was intercepted nicely as Le Fay down the right hand side trying to cross, and Van Dijk blocking that attempt. It was a little bit too telegraphed by the Liverpool captain, and well spotted by the defence of Sunderland and Nordi Mukiele that time, that closed it down. Liverpool put themselves under a bit of unnecessary pressure there on that occasion, as Mukiele will come over and try and take this throw in now on the right hand side. Long throw into the box, up and away by Van Dijk, back to Mukiele. Tries to whip it in early and just caught the wind as it sailed into the air. Goes behind for a goal kick. No real danger at all there for Allison to worry about. At half-time at Turf Moor and half-time at the Emirates as well, Arsenal leading Brentford by a goal to nil, and Burnley 1-0 down at home to Crystal Palace at the break there. all of our early games did at least have a goal in them at one point. Wolves and Forest are still goalless. All the goals really on the south coast between Brighton and Aston Villa. Very intriguing game there at the Amex. Here's Dominic Szoboszlai to Robertson, back to Van Dijk. Now Szoboszlai. It's calm in their possession, Liverpool, as Robertson tries the flick on ball, and Isak trying to back heel it round the corner. Not quite working that time as he tries to win it back. And in the end gives away a free kick there on Granit Xhaka, does Alex Isak. His first Premier League goal for the Reds at the weekend. I'm sure he will be wanting that to be a first of many. Certainly the other Liverpool striker that was recruited in the summer got off to a very hot start in Liverpool colours. He's on the bench tonight, Ugo Ekitike. Long kick from Roofs from that free kick. Into the box it comes. Ballard was in there, and Isak's back there to clear it away. Back to Xhaka on the halfway line. Sunderland trying to go a bit more direct. That's a ball in behind Van Dijk. Lefay is across, and it's bouncing around and into the hands of Alisson, but very direct there from Sunderland, and they've left a lot of space here. Robertson breaking down the left hand side, whips it in early, cleared away by Mukiele, brought down by Talby. Lots of space there for Liverpool on the break, and Robertson just couldn't quite find the ball into the Sunderland penalty area. Well defended by Nordi Mukiele. We have a couple of goals to tell you about. There's been a goal at the Amex, and after Brighton going 2-0 up, it is back to it's back level, and it's 2-2. What a fight back from Unai Emery's Aston Villa. 2-2, and I think it might be Ollie Watkins because he's got the ball, and Unai Emery struggling to get a code on there. It is 2-2, and another goal in our late game between Leeds and Chelsea, and it is the home side. Leeds, who are much need of a win, have taken the lead. Dominant header from a corner, and Ellen Road erupts as Leeds United take the lead in that one, and it is Jakob Biol with the goal from an Anton Stack corner, and it is 1-0 to Leeds United. And 2-2 there at the Amex, and Ollie Watkins did get that second Aston Villa goal, so it is a brace for him tonight for Ollie Watkins. Villa right back into the game. Konate down the right hand channel. No one really there to find, as Sunderland trying to be pressed and deal with that press well as they work it back the way to Alderete. Across the Ballard, that was a risky pass. Wirtz was pressing, and they forced into a mistake. A little bit of head tennis between Gakpo and Robertson. Brought down by Szoboszlai, who will hit one. And it's comfortably gathered by Rema Roofs, but yeah, a little bit of head tennis between Gakpo and Robertson. Did well there. And then it's brought down, squared across to Szoboszlai, who hits it from about 30 yards. And it was travelling, but any goalkeeper worth their salt would have saved that one, and Robin Roos got both hands to it quite comfortably. As the half-time whistle goes at the Amex, it's a half-time between Wolves and Forest as well. Those two games level, one a goalless draw and one a score draw at the break. So far here, not much goal-mouth action for either team. Dominic Szoboszlai's shot there was the first shot of the game for either team. It's been a real possession battle in the first 9.5 minutes. One so far that Liverpool have won 65% of the ball for the home team, but it's Sunderland that have it at the minute with Alderete. Across to Ballard. Now Mukiele. Down the right hand side. Nice little 1-2 combinations with Lefay breaking off the press from McAllister. And back to Ballard and across to Alderete again. Just seem to be able to deal with that Liverpool press well, Sunderland. Always seem to find their target passes. That's a nice lofted one down the left for Talby. Takes a touch over Konate, but McAllister on cover. deals with that one and clears it away. Ooh, Konate a little bit caught out there. Sunderland win it back to high up the left here. Work to the edge of the area where Gravenberch is able to retrieve. Gets a nice 1-2 link up with Szoboszlai as he sets firing, but Liverpool again hampering possession really on that occasion. Well, Liverpool are unbeaten in the last 10 Premier League games against Sunderland. They said they had a good record against tonight's opponents, won 6, drawn 4, since a 1-0 loss in March of 2012. The last time Sunderland beat Liverpool. And their last meeting was a 2-2 draw in January of 2017. Good. Almost 9 years ago now. Just short of 9 years. It's the last time these two met. Long time coming. Xhaka. Right to the right hand side it comes now for Mukiele. Talby drifting over to this right hand side as well. Back inside to Lefay. All the way back to Ballard. It's Liverpool compact in their shape. Ballard trying to step up the middle. Works up out to the left hand side. For Nildo, and it's fed back to Alderete again. Tried to go direct. Brobby trying to hold off Konate. Got a foot in. And Liverpool trying to hold off Sunderland at the minute. Konate getting his foot in again. And McAllister getting rid quickly. But Liverpool under the cosh a little bit there. A little bit relentless, this pressure from Sunderland. Although the referee is going to stop it here for a second as McAllister's down. Slightly hurt with a little collision when he cleared the ball. See it here. Konate getting a foot in, and as he clears the ball there, McAllister just slightly caught by Brobby. Yeah, just a little caught. Both going for the ball, of course. Brobby just clips the foot of McAllister, really, on that occasion. He is okay. Nicely won by McAllister. Gakpo getting past his man, and Weert's having to go backwards to Robertson. Sustaining possession. Our referee, by the way, tonight, Stuart Atwell. Timothy Wood is our VAR for this game. "13 minutes gone. Not much to separate these two teams early doors. Here's Gravenberch trying to lay it off to Isak, who got round the corner to Szoboszlai well, and he feeds it out wide to Gomez. Gomez with a cross, whipped in! Too close to Robin Roos. Gakpo was the target, but the Sunderland goalkeeper was alert to that one and got a good grab with it. First real time we've seen Liverpool try and work the ball into the area of Sunderland tonight. Press from Isak gives away a Sunderland throw, but the crowd appeased with the intensity of Isak's press there. Nildo to take this throw in. Throw in headed by Gravenberch, but brought down by Sunderland in the midfield. McAllister gets his head to this one. Gravenberch shields the ball down the right channel, but as he does so, goes out of play for a Sunderland throw. There's not much momentum so far in this game. As I said, both teams seemingly fighting for possession early doors. Just grappling to keep a hold of the ball. As McAllister dealt with that tricky crossfield ball well. And Robertson across to Konate. Taking his time. Across to Van Dijk. And McAllister. Liverpool creeping into the Sunderland half. Down the left comes Robertson. Back to McAllister again. And Van Dijk try that long diagonal out to Gomez. Chests it down. Does keep it in play on the touchline. Nicely done by Gomez. And now Szoboszlai back to Gravenberch. To his compatriot Van Dijk. Now Robertson. A little bit better from Liverpool this spell of possession. Gakpo back to Robertson. As the first quarter of an hour is up. Here's Gomez finding Szoboszlai in a little bit of space. Now Gravenberch, who's a room to run here if he can. Lays it back out wide to Gomez at the byline, trying to work it around his man, but Reinildo, strong in his challenge, stood in front of Joe Gomez and let him get nothing across that area. And Sunderland clear it away. As Brobby goes down, and that's going to be a foul. Konate deemed to have committed a foul there. Looked a little soft in my opinion. See it again though. I mean, he does have an arm around him, but I don't think he makes contact for him to go down, if I'm honest. Just a little bit soft. But Brobby, smart, winning the free kick. Gets his team up the field and halts that Liverpool possession. Now, did you cover the City game last night? That must have been mad. No, we didn't. We covered Newcastle Spurs instead. Massive regret. I mean, what was I thinking? It's easy to say that in hindsight, knowing that it was a 9-goal thriller. Sunderland take the free kick short. On the left-hand side it comes. Here's Lefay. Tracked by Gravenberch. Back it comes to Siddiqui, who will fire it towards the box. Robertson caught it at the back post there a little, as Van Dijk clears. Only as far as Hume, who whips it back in. Round the back it comes, and the ball will bobble into the hands of Alisson. And you're certainly keeping Liverpool moving there, Sunderland. From edge to edge. Just competently dealt with by the home side. The crowd getting behind their team now. Here's Robertson. To Van Dijk. The ball hit the referee there as it was played through the midfield, so the referee will just give it uncontested drop ball. It will be to Liverpool, which McAllister gets going quickly. Robertson, a bit narrower, out wide to Gakpo, just about finding the Dutchman as he strides back towards the centre circle and finds Robertson again, who works it back to Van Dijk. Just trying to figure out a way to break down this Sunderland team at the minute. Liverpool just trying to take their time and be patient with it. Here's Gravenberch to Szoboszlai, back to Gravenberch again, and cross now to Van Dijk. Very compacted Sunderland in that central area. Bank of 5 and then a bank of 4. Here's Isak off the left, working an angle to have a shot, but couldn't keep that one down. He did well initially getting past his man, Isak, but it's really poor decision to have the shot from that sort of range. I mean, there was nothing really on, to be fair to him, but shot certainly wasn't a glory shot. It will be a Sunderland goal kick. And I believe that might be the first touch of the night for Liverpool in Sunderland's box. From Alexander Isak there. Creeping is the right word at the minute. Creeping further forward, little by little, Liverpool. But I think we talked about, I mentioned in the build-up about how Liverpool kept it 0-0 against West Ham. Alisson there a little bit rushed unnecessarily. Very unlike Alisson there. They kept it at 0-0 to half-time against West Ham. And I know we talk about, you know, Liverpool should be beating West Ham, but the form that they were in, it was probably a good thing that they kept it 0-0 at half-time and on Sunday. And I don't think Liverpool will be in a massive hurry to rush into a lead here. I think they'll just want to settle into the game and just be comfortable on their own turf and just be confident with their own passes before they can open up too much. But the counter to that is Sunderland are very much happy that Liverpool aren't going gung-ho at them early doors, as Ballard tried a switch ball there, which was well off its target. The worry for Liverpool would be they don't want to be open too early and give anything away, which is what has happened multiple times before. Certainly at home, Liverpool seem to have gone behind early doors. Alisson and Konate just about making that work under a bit of pressure as we hit the first 20 minutes up. Still goalless. Still 1-0 to Leeds at home to Chelsea. Goalless between Wolves and Forest at the break. The second half's just getting underway in those early games. Arsenal 1, Brentford 0, Brighton 2, Aston Villa 2, Burnley 0, Palace 1, and as I said, Wolves and Forest goalless at the minutes. That's the way everything stands in our 6 games that are in action in the Premier League tonight. After this, just one more game to come tomorrow. It's Man United taking on West Ham at Old Trafford. Here's Weerts in a pocket. He's it out to Gomez. Now Gravenberch. The crowd rises to applaud, as is a custom around this time in a game at Anfield. Here's Weerts to Szoboszlai. Gomez. He's keeping the ball moving at the minute, Liverpool. The crowd, another roar from the Anfield crowd to help their team try and break this rigid Sunderland team down at the minute. McAllister and Van Dijk linking up there as it comes down the left channel to Gakpo. There's 2 men in front of him. Gakpo squares it back across. Nice touch by Gravenberch, but scrambled away. Not very far though, as Weerts in a pocket. Works it back to Gomez. Gomez across, trying to find Weerts. Blocked and cleared away. It's a little better from Liverpool. A little bit scrappy from Sunderland. As McAllister tries to loft it in the middle. And Isak well marshalled. And it comes back to Roofs, who gathers. But decent little spell there from Liverpool. Roofs fires forward right into Gravenberch, who picks it up. Now Weerts, Szoboszlai, Liverpool on the move. Weerts with a touch into the box. Will it fall for him? It will not. Just goes wide. For a moment there it looked like it had found the net, but certainly not confident from Roofs. Clears it away. Gravenberch picks it up, and it was quick from Liverpool. Weerts to Szoboszlai, back to Weerts, who took a touch, it bobbled into the area, and then as he tried to take it past the keeper, did it take a touch? I think it took a deflection and then back off Weerts and wide, but for a split second it looked like it might have snuck past Roofs, but did well. That was the first real sight of goal for Liverpool tonight. It was Florian Weerts who come the closest. And Liverpool will get a free kick here from the long clearance as Trey Hume strayed offside. Free kick to Liverpool in their own half, but it's a promising moment. As I said, Liverpool just creeping further forward as Gravenberch carried through there and was caught by Siddiqui. Another free kick. William says who's in the lineup. I will show you the lineups again just quickly. Alisson for Liverpool, then Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson in the back 4. Gravenberch, McAllister midfield, Szoboszlai in the 10, Weerts off the right, Gakpo off the left, Isak through the middle, and then for Sunderland, Roofs, and then Hume, Mukiele, Ballard, Alderete and Reinildo in defence, Xhaka and Siddiqui in midfield, Talbi, Lefay and Brobbey up front for Sunderland there. Van Dijk. Konate to Gravenberch. Now Gomez to McAllister. To Virgil van Dijk. To Cody Gakpo down the left hand channel. Trying to find his way through again. Chops back inside. Whips it into the area. Ballard with a clearance. As Gravenberch cushions it towards Gomez, who got a little bit stretched there as he tried to keep it alive. Given away as McAllister slides in and wins it back. Good high press as Weerts now finds Gakpo, chops onto his right foot and tried to square it back out wide to Robertson. Just far too much pace on it Liverpool a little bit better, winning it back higher up and keeping the pressure on Sunderland again. This sort of situation they would have got counted upon, but a little bit of a heavy touch by, or a heavy ball by Brobby towards Lefay allows McAllister to win it back. And they're on the move quickly, Liverpool, but just a misplaced ball by Gakpo breaks that one down. But as I say, slowly but surely, home side are getting better, and Weerts wins it back again. McAllister now falls to Isak, who got a little muddled, but he was helped out. Isak again with a shot. Well charged down as Konate was dragged to the floor in the clearance by Brobby this time. Robertson now. Gakpo. Liverpool looking to try and use this last moment or so of momentum to their favour as Robertson's cross was just chested by Alderete back to his goalkeeper, but split second it could have been dangerous. Now Real English says, I'm hoping Thiago doesn't come on because I got Grealish on the bench, but seeing as though they're down a goal, he's probably going to come on. I think you're talking about Brentford. Igor Thiago, yes, I have him in my team, quite strangely. I don't know why I kept him in my team. I shouldn't have, but I did. And yeah, I would suspect him to come on, and he's in great form at the minute. 11 Premier League goals this season for Igor Thiago. Only Erling Haaland has more. Only figured that out today when I was doing a bit of research. And Igor Thiago, I knew it had started well, but I never knew he started that well at Brentford. Big shoes to fill with Mbeumo and Visa gone, and he's filling them quite well. Here comes Sunderland down the left-hand side. Gomez and Szoboszlai there trying to close it out. Siddiqui gets it. Back to Ballard it goes. Looking to try and find an option. Takes on a man in Weerts. Then reverts back to Trey Hume. Stays up the field though, Dan Ballard. There's a switch ball by Xhaka. Beautifully out to the left-hand side. Telby onto his right, cuts it back. Lefay across. Siddiqui goes backwards. And now the shot from Alderete looped into the hands of Alisson. Quite comfortably gathering there for Liverpool. Alisson in no hurry to fire it forward that time as Gravenberch just gathers it on the edge of the area and can stride forward. Find it out to the left for Robertson. And in terms of Liverpool's good form against Sunderland, in terms of 10 unbeaten, Sunderland are winless in the last 18 away league games against Liverpool, drawn 9 and lost 9, with their last victory at Anfield coming in October 1983, which is a 1-0 win. That was 42 years ago. So a long time since Sunderland left Anfield victorious. Robertson to Weerts. Back to McAllister. Bodies in the area for Liverpool as Konate squeezes up to. As Gomez and Van Dijk almost on the edge of the final third here, all the Liverpool players, by Alisson. McAllister now, Robertson. Robertson trying to cross it in again, cleared away, but Weerts will pick it back up on the left channel, trying to work his way into the area, gets to the byline with a cutback that was fired away as it came into the area by Siddiqui. Nice from Weerts, patient to wait for the man to make a move and then just jinked past him in Granit Xhaka. It was his marker there, and as he cut it back at the byline, sent flying away by the Sunderland defence. It was Siddiqui that hooked it clear, as it will be a Liverpool corner. The first corner of the game, by the way. Delivered in by Gakpo deep. Cleared away by Alderete, who was in there. Got his head to that one as Szoboszlai recycles. Whips back in again with the right foot. Up and over the top. Out to Gakpo on the left. Chops onto his right. Trying to find a space. Had to poke it back to McAllister. Now out to Szoboszlai. Body still in the area as the cross. Headed across by Gakpo. 3 defenders there, and it's into the hands of Roofs. Ballard sorting that one out, but Liverpool did well there. So Szoboszlai whips it in. It looked like it'd gone too far, but Gakpo did well. Gets his header back across goal, and just a little short to find Isak, but nice idea. In the end, 3 defenders of Sunderland were there, and the goalkeeper as well helped out. But more promising signs for Liverpool. Had more of the possession, having more of the shots. XG's not too bad as well. Just slowly but surely ramping it up every few minutes. A little bit more pressure every time, and slowly but surely edging further forward. Quick recap of what's happening around the grounds. The league leaders Arsenal looking to again re-sustain their gap at the top to 5 points over Manchester City. They are leading Brentford by a goal to 0. As Liverpool have a bit of defending to do here. Gakpo blocked it with his back, and the overhead kick from distance there was into the hands of Alisson, but pump ball forward by Roofs. And then Isak and Gomez and Van Dijk all trying to clear it. Van Dijk half clears it. Sadiqi's shot comes off the back of Gakpo, and then the overhead kick on the rebound of that was into the hands of Alisson. A bit of defending for Liverpool to do there on that occasion as they get a little open with Szoboszlai's ball, and the shot onto the crossbar off the hand of Alisson, I think. That's as close as Sunderland have come. McAllister, now Konate. Gomez had worked into a space there, but Konate just looking to recycle it to Gravenberch. Well, that was a massive chance for Sunderland. A long distance shot that hit the crossbar, and I think it did need a helping hand from Alisson to find the crossbar. It was a little bit stretchy from Szoboszlai. Showed too much. Squared it across the midfield, and it was Trey Hume with the effort, and it did. Alisson had to make the save onto the crossbar. Big save, but Trey Hume, very clean strike. Well, as I was saying, a recap on all the rest of the games. Arsenal 1-0 up against Brentford. Brentford on the attack at the minute, not getting anywhere with that one. At Brighton 2, Aston Villa 2. It is Burnley 0, Crystal Palace 1, Wolves 0, Forest 0, and Leeds are 1-0 up against Chelsea. At Elland Road, that's a late game alongside this one, as Liverpool 0, Sunderland 0. 33 minutes gone here at Anfield. Liverpool had a big chance, then Sunderland had a massive chance. As McAllister, well, cleanly tackled by Sunderland again, says the referee, as Liverpool win it back again, this time Gravenberch. But now Gomez, a little bit too patient on that occasion, as Sunderland player slowly getting back to his feet as he was down. Robertson, left hand side, whips it deep, a little too deep, and that will bobble behind for a goal kick. But that's multiple times tonight Robertson's tried to get a ball towards the area, and either too short or too long. It was Hume that time that went down. And challenged by Robertson. Yeah, it did catch him, but the referee didn't deem it a foul. Well, 11 minutes to go with the first half. And as I said, has probably been the case the whole way through this first half. Very little to separate these two teams. And Sunderland comfortable at the minute. Liverpool maybe just need to be a little bit sharper, a little bit quicker when they do win it back, to maybe threaten. A little glimpse of that they had, but nothing massively clear cut so far. Konate and Alisson a little bit too choppy there, as Gomez had to get rid and put it straight out of play. But Liverpool just need to be careful. 4 shots apiece. The first 4 Liverpool, the last 4 Sunderland. So the last few minutes Sunderland have had a decent spell where they have threatened. Sveerts pressing Roofs. Long diagonal, cut out by Gomez, and Szoboszlai finds it back to Allison. One thing we talked about Liverpool being patient, but sometimes you can be patient and then turn into being a little bit ponderous and a little bit too slow to make anything really happen, and that's kind of where Liverpool are in that limbo spell. They need to find something happening, but they don't want to be too impatient with it. And that crossfield ball should have been a good one. Gakpo couldn't keep himself on side, and it's a little bit of a silly moment. It's been all too common really for Liverpool in the last few weeks, just individual errors. It's been a massive cause of Liverpool's poor run of form. Individual mistakes and giving away cheap goals. Certainly that's what the manager put it down to. They've conceded 20 goals this season, Liverpool, in 13 games. They've scored 20. You've conceded the most of any team in the top half. Any team on the top 12 in the table, alongside Man United, who have also conceded 20, but only the bottom 8 teams in the league have conceded more than Liverpool this season. Everyone in the top half has a better defensive record, including tonight's opponents, Sunderland, who've conceded just 13 goals this season, an average of 1 per game, which is very solid for a newly promoted team. Which, considering the way Sunderland have played, some kind of forget that they're a newly promoted team a lot of the time because of the way that they've played and how strong they've played, how defensively solid they've been, and some good results they've got. I mean, the best is definitely that Arsenal result. Comeback against Bournemouth as well was another very good one. Just a weekend. Long throw by Sunderland down the line. Cut out by Gomez, who got a little bit too tight with his man there. Liverpool had the ball with Gravenberch, but Gomez and his man coming together. And a free kick to Sunderland around about the halfway line. Still goalless. Well, it's not just Liverpool that Sunderland don't have a good record against. They've lost 13 of their last 16 Premier League away games against the reigning champions. They've won 2 and drawn 1 of those 16 games. Now, there are 2 victories coming at Chelsea in 2010-11 and Man United in 2013-14. A 3-0 win and a 1-0 win on those occasions. It's been 11 years since they beat a reigning champion away from home, Sunderland. Albeit they've been away for, what, 9 of those? 8 of those? Alderete with the long ball forward, cut out by Gomez. Nicely done, and Szoboszlai fires away from danger. Xhaka will retrieve on the halfway line, and Sunderland seem to be dictating it a little bit more now. Here's Ballard drifting forward. McAllister trying to stop him in his tracks as it's fed down the right channel, and Robertson cutting it out. And in the end, the last touch coming off a Sunderland player behind for the goal kick. There's been another goal in that game, full of goals at the Amex, and after Brighton went 2-0 up, well, what a turnaround from Aston Villa. They now lead 3-2, and it's Amadou Onana with the 3rd goal, and it is Brighton 2, Aston Villa 3. 3 unanswered goals from Villa has them in front on the south coast. And still have a good 30 minutes to go in that one. Unai Emery's side on a very good run in the league. Their only defeat, their only time they failed to win actually in their last 7 games was at Anfield when they were beaten 2-0. They have won every game of the last of 6 of the last 7 by that trip to Anfield, including Manchester City as well. Very good run of form for Aston Villa, who would put themselves up to third tonight if they were to win. Of course, Chelsea losing at the minute would help Aston Villa in doing so. Crystal Palace winning, they move up to fifth. So quite a lot of rejigging around the top of the table. Brighton losing would put them down to 7th in the table with other results as it stands going the way they are, including this one here. It's the ball deep into the area. Alisson punches away confidently. Brought down by Szoboszlai, and the flag was up anyway against the Sunderland player. That's 4 minutes of the first half here at Anfield. Here's Robertson. McAllister. Konate now. Taking his time as he chops back to McAllister, and the crowd a little bit unhappy with that they too patient again. Liverpool just a little bit too comfortable with their passing. Certainly their attempted passing, and Robertson there tried something, but not on the same page as Ryan Gravenberch. Goal kick. Ballard trying the switch ball again. Gomez alert to it again and dealing with it. Helping out was Szoboszlai. Here is Gomez. Under pressure. Battling around. The ball's still alive there as Gomez continues to be under pressure by Reinildo. And he does enough to win a throw in there, Joe Gomez. No shortage of experience at right back for Liverpool tonight. 28-year-old Joe Gomez. Been at Liverpool for 10 years. The summer past. It's a nice ball by Wirtz out to Gakpo on the left. A lack of Liverpool players forward as Sunderland flood back. Gakpo trying to shoot. Well, charged down as he entered the area. And Robertson does well to win it back high. McAllister under pressure finds Robertson. Nice little turn on the ball, and Wirtz to McAllister. Florian Wirtz squares it across to Gravenberch. Just over 2 minutes to go. Another goal at Ellen Road as Szoboszlai hits one. And that was as close as Liverpool have come recently as Roofs palms it over the crossbar. Yeah, it's the second time Szoboszlai's got an eye of goal tonight, and he's went for it. And on that occasion again, Roofs gets in the way of it, which frustrates Dominic Szoboszlai, but it will be a Liverpool corner. A bit of individual quality again on show from Dominic Szoboszlai, who I think every Liverpool fan this season would say he's probably been their best player. You would argue the best of a bad bunch, in a sense. Corner for Liverpool, right, left-hand side, flicked on at the near post, cleared away at the back post. Gravenberch fights to keep it alive in the area. Does well, finds Isak wide, who tried to ping it across. Cleared away as Gomez lifts back in. The header by McAllister is just wide. Unmarked McAllister in the area. Not too far away on that occasion. Again, the darted ball by Isak deflects off a defender, comes back out to Gomez, and the defender was in pain there, and McAllister heads it off the post. Yeah, header bouncing and then comes off the outside of the post. Liverpool two decent opportunities in the last few minutes, and the frustration shown well there by Alexis McAllister. It's Reinildo that was down. He took a firm whack from a Isak attempted cross. And it is another goal I mentioned at Ellen Road. It is now 2-0 to Leeds United. What a result it is, and what a scoreline that is emerging in Yorkshire. Leeds United in the bottom three, in desperate need of a big result, and taking on a Chelsea side who started the night in third. Well, they are putting them to the sword, it seems, at the minute. It is 2-0 to Leeds, and Ayo Tanaka with the goal this time. It is 2-0 on the 43rd minute. What a performance from Leeds so far tonight. A performance that, and a result as it stands, that would take them out of the bottom three, and a much needed result after 4 successive defeats. What a result that would be. And it remains 2-0 to Leeds United. Corner to Sunderland. Last minute of the game here, or the half here at Anfield. It remains goalless. And with just one additional minute at the end of this first half. Sunderland's first corner. High, deep, back post. Ballard flicks it across. Away by Konate, and the rebound bouncing down. And palmed over the crossbar by Allison, who watched it all the way. Behind for another corner. Yeah, it was a shot from range from Talby, was it? Took a deflection, looped up into the air, and Allison, well alert, parries it over the crossbar. Confidently there by the Brazilian. Liverpool, look at this. Second most, joint second most for goals conceded from set pieces this season. 9. Only West Ham have conceded more from set pieces this season. It's 4 more than the Premier League average, which is 5.4 at the minute. Last action of the half, surely. Xhaka with a delivery in. Up and away by Van Dijk, who got his head to that one. And the ball will trundle its way out. And that's the half-time whistle. A first half that there's been very little to split these two sides. Both have had their opportunities at either end. Sunderland hit the crossbar, Liverpool hit the post. Both sides have had big chances. And neither side able to bypass their opponent's goalkeeper. Roofs and Allison called into action a few times. And in the end, nothing to show for it from their performances in the first half for either team. Half-time at Anfield, it's Liverpool 0, Sunderland 0. In the flick-on header is into the back of the net. And it's Alexis McAllister again. Back post. Oh, it's gone in. Little flick and an overhead kick. And it's gone in. And Sunderland through Brian Brobby might have just got a point here. There's another go. Oh, fabulous from Rashford. Absolutely tearing it up. Oh, he's done it. Oh, what a finish. Can you believe it? Arsenal had the set piece proficiency coming into it, but that is an unbelievable goal from Dominic Szoboszlai. Here's a chance one-on-one. Round the goalkeeper. It's 2-1. Brighton have turned it around. He's at the crossbar. Manchester United are out. Grimsby Town have one of the most unbelievable cup upsets in the Carabao Cup history. Welcome back to Premier League Live. Half time at Anfield. It's Liverpool 0, Sunderland 0 at the break. Great to have you with us for this one tonight. 6 games, as I said, all in action tonight. 4 into the second half. It is half time between Leeds and Chelsea and Liverpool and Sunderland in our 2 late games. And then, of course, 1 game to come for you tomorrow. Let's give you a quick recap of all of the night's action. We'll recap as well as last night's result very shortly. But as it stands elsewhere, with around 10 to 15 minutes to go in those early games, it's Arsenal 1, Brentford 0. Mikel Merino's goal on 11 minutes has the Gunners leading. And the league leaders looking to make it 5 points a gap at the top again after Man City's win last night closed the gap to 2 points, but we'll see if they can hold on. Brentford keeping themselves very much in it, but so far so good for the league leaders. It's all thrills at the Amex Stadium. Brighton 2, Aston Villa 3. Brighton cruised into a 2-goal lead in the first half an hour of the game. João van Hecke opened the scoring, and Pau Torres putting into the back of his own net made it 2-0. Ollie Watkins with a brace in the first half got it back to 2-2 before half time, before Amadou Onana from a Matty Cash corner delivered and scored on the 60th minute to give Aston Villa the lead. That's the way it stands after 75 minutes gone there at the Amex. It's Burnley 0, Crystal Palace 1 at Turf Moor. The only goal of the game coming through Daniel Munoz in the 44th minute of the game to give Crystal Palace the lead. A lead which, as it stands and with results going their way, would push Palace up to 5th in the Premier League table. Tonight, that's as it stands, of course. And Burnley not looking good for those. They would go second bottom, and this would be, if it stays as it is, their 5th successive defeat in the Premier League, and which would be 10 in total across the season. Maybe cut adrift a little bit Scott Parker's team, but they're still in the mix. Finally, a goal has come at Molineux after Forest thought they'd scored in the first half. Igor Jesus' goal was disallowed by VAR. He put the ball in the back of the net again. This one stands. 72 minutes. Igor Jesus has his goal, and so do Nottingham Forest. A goal that would again inflict defeat on Wolves for the 12th time in 14 games this season. Quite incredible. And it would lift Forest out of the relegation zone. It's been a bit topsy-turvy tonight based on the way things have been going elsewhere on who finishes in the bottom 3. But as it stands, Forest would be 16th with a win tonight outside the bottom 3. In the late games that have just gone to half-time, it's Leeds United 2, Chelsea 0. What a scoreline it is there. Leeds, like Burnley, came into tonight's action on 4 successive defeats. Well, Leeds' performance certainly quite contrast to Burnley's. Leeds winning by 2-0 at the minute. Jakob Biol and Ayo Tanaka with the 2 goals has Leeds cruising against Chelsea. A Chelsea side that started the night in 3rd will drop to 4th with a defeat, and a Leeds side who started in the bottom 3 would finish the night outside the bottom 3 if they were to win this evening. It's 2-0 at the break. And in our game in Merseyside, Liverpool 0, Sunderland 0 at the break. Liverpool and Sunderland. Sunderland actually started the night a point ahead of Liverpool after the weekend's action, and Liverpool, if they can win tonight, would go above them. Sunderland, if they were to win, and of course it would be a first win at Anfield in 42 years, so that would be the headline. But if Sunderland were to win, they, as it stands, would push themselves back into the up into the top 4 with results going as they are, which is quite a feat, quite a position to be in for Sunderland at this stage of the season. Just over a third of the way through the campaign. For Liverpool, at the moment, they are currently drawing. They were 0-0 at the weekend at half-time against West Ham, and then in the second half came out and scored 2 to win the game. Liverpool, the only team in the league this season yet to draw a game, and that is where we stand at the break. Right, that is all of tonight's action for you. Actually, hold on. Before we recap yesterday's action, there's been another goal in the game that's not been short of goals tonight at the Amex. Brighton 2, Villa 3. Well, that's what it was before another goal went in, and it's 4-2 to Aston Villa. What a turnaround for Unai Emery's team. They were 2-0 down and now lead by 4-2 in the second half, and that is surely going to be all 3 points for Aston Villa. And if I'm not mistaken, it's Donyell Malen who's just on the field less than a minute, and I think he's the one that's got it. He has. So it is Brighton 2, Aston Villa 4, and what an introduction off the bench for Donyell Malen. And he's got Villa's 4th of the night and a 2-goal lead now for Unai Emery's Aston Villa, who are moving, as it stands, up to 3rd in the table. Quite a distance from where they were after their first 5 games, where they were winless and in the bottom 3. They're moving up to the top 3 as it stands. Right, quick recap of last night's action again for you. Bournemouth beaten 1-0 at home by Everton. Jack Grealish with the only goal of the game, giving David Moyes' side a big win on the road. Fulham and Manchester City shared quite a few goals last night, 9 between them, 5 for City, 4 for Fulham. 3 of Fulham's 4 goals came in the final 30 minutes of the game after they were 5-1 down. Manchester City cruised into a 5-1 lead, but Fulham kept it tasty to the end, but City hung on for all 3 points. And in our game last night, Newcastle 2, Spurs 2. Quiet game until the final 20 minutes. It was 0-0 into the 71st minute on that one. And it finished 2-2. Christian Romero with 2 goals for Spurs to rescue them twice against Newcastle. And that secured them a point. A quick recap. This is a quick look at the full calendar of this month, our second game of the month. Tomorrow night, Man United take on West Ham, and look at what's coming up on the horizon. Inter Milan, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Man City in the Champions League to come. The Tyne Weir Derby, or the Weir Tyne Derby, it will be at the Stadium of Light on the 14th. Some Carabao Cup quarter-finals as well. 3 nights of that action as well this month, including a Boxing Day game as well between Man United and Newcastle. The only Boxing Day game, by the way, on the 26th as well. So a jam-packed December for you. Right, it's been all action everywhere else. The 5 other games have at least a goal in them, but our game is goalless at the Brick. Who will get the first goal of the night? We'll find out. Liverpool Sunderland. The second half is on the way next. In the flick-on header is into the back of the net, and it's Alexis McAllister again. Back post. Oh, it's gone in. Little flick, an overhead kick, and it's gone in. And Sunderland through Brian Brobby might have just got a point here. There's another go. Oh, fabulous from Rashford. Absolutely tearing it up. Oh, he's done it. Oh, what a finish. Can you believe it? Arsenal had the set piece proficiency coming into it, but that is an unbelievable goal from Dominic Szoboszlai. Here's a chance one-on-one. Round the goalkeeper. It's 2-1. Brighton have turned it around. He's at the crossbar. Manchester United are out. Grimsby Town have one of the most unbelievable cup upsets in the Carabao Cup history. Welcome back to Premier League Live, second half at Anfield on the way. And just a moment, a reminder for you that we conclude this midweek of action tomorrow night at Old Trafford. Manchester United taking on West Ham United. That's tomorrow at 8 o'clock kick-off tomorrow night. Well, it looks like Liverpool are going to go to the tried and tested. There's no better tried and tested method than bringing on Mo Salah over the years to get the goals. After a goalless first half, he's on the field and an unused substitute at West Ham on Sunday. A rare rest for Mo Salah, and he's on for this second half for Liverpool. I'll inform you that in a moment. There's another goal, can you believe, at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton 3, Aston Villa 4. We had a 9-goal thriller last night. It's 7 goals between Brighton and Villa in that game. Quite remarkable. And it is another one from Jean-Paul Van Hecke. He scored the first of the night, and he's now scored the 7th goal of the night there at the Amex. They're being treated to a great night of action there. It is Brighton 3, Aston Villa 4. There you go. So Mo Salah is on for Liverpool here, by the way. A confirmation of that. And Cody Gakpo is the player to come off at the break for Liverpool then. So I would suspect Wirtz would go to left wing, and Salah will play out in the right. Szoboszlai through the middle alongside Isak, I would suspect. Liverpool kicking towards the Kop end, of course, in the second half. Reminder for you, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. That would be greatly appreciated, and thank you all for joining us tonight on your Wednesday night, full of Premier League action. 3 games with just 1 goal in it. Actually, for all 4 early games, the winning team is only leading by a single goal. Only Leeds lead by more than 1 tonight. Salah trying to press instantly. Roofs was calm to that one as Szoboszlai tries to get in on the action, and Liverpool force Sunderland into a mistake and win it back. Although Reinildo is going to get a free kick for a foul. A little bit more intense there from Liverpool, but Reinildo gets a free kick. We'll see it again. Yeah, Szoboszlai pressing him, and he did catch him, and they both kind of collided with each other. I don't think there's much in that, if I'm honest. And Arne Slot making his frustrations known to the referee with that one. Yeah, I don't think there was much in that at all, if I'm honest. Robin Roofs will take the free kick. Long ball forward. Szoboszlai heads it down, only as far as Siddiqui. Here's Reinildo. Back to Granit Xhaka. Trying to bypass the midfield. Siddiqui down the left, and McAllister fires it away. Comes out to Salah. Takes on his man one-on-one, but was held, he said, by Reinildo. The referee doesn't spot it, and Sunderland have the ball back. It's Wirtz trying to press. And the clearance by Roofs will bobble away for a Liverpool throw deep in their own half. A little bit more frustration there for Liverpool. A foul given against them which they thought was soft, and then a hold against Salah which wasn't given. 1 or 2 little frustrations there. Another goal at the Emirates, and the league leaders doing what the league leaders do best, and that is winning games of football, and Bukayo Saka has surely put it beyond any reasonable doubt now. It is 2-0 to the Gunners, and they will retake the 5-point gap which they entered this week with. By the end of tonight, it's 2-0 to Arsenal. 91st minute, Bukayo Saka's goal, and there is 6 added minutes, so surely that one's done and dusted. Robertson out to the left hand side, nicely worked to Wirtz. Chops onto his right, fizzes towards the area, trying to find Salah, away by Reinildo. Salah's in the vicinity though. Finding it to Gomez. Back to Szoboszlai. Find it out to Salah. Round the corner to Gomez. Back to Mohamed Salah. Plays it across to Gravenberch. Now McAllister out to the left hand side for Wirtz. Liverpool moving it nicely. Here's Wirtz. Into the boxes, McAllister whips it into the area. Up and half cleared as Gomez got his head to that one. Gets it back in. Ballard clears it away. The crowd much happier with this performance from Liverpool to start the second. Much more aggressive. It's Van Dijk down the channel. Here is Gravenberch. To Konate. Now Szoboszlai. Salah. Salah going inside, trying to lift it in. Away at the edge of the area. Salah went down. Referee says play on, as Konate has the possession. Gomez will go back the way to Gravenberch, covering the space for Konate, and across to Virgil van Dijk. Second half back underway as well at Elland Road. Of course, it's in tandem with this one, both 8:15 kickoffs. 4 early games very close to a conclusion. Here's Weerts. Inside to Robertson. Back it comes to McAllister. Now Szoboszlai. Move it up a little bit sharper, Liverpool. Szoboszlai through the legs of the defender. Back to McAllister. Now Szoboszlai again. Swings it to Salah. A little bit of space in the edge of the area. Not a great first touch. So his effort was cleared away. A bit more strength from Liverpool, and Sunderland stepping off a little bit. The ball played down the left side. Weerts against Mukiele. Back to Robertson, who tried to whip it in, but cleared away by Hume, and out for the throw-in. Liverpool not looking to wait around as they get the throw-in very quick with Robertson. I think Arne Slot said scrap patience. Salah bundling down to the ground again. It's the third time that he's went down in this 5-minute spell of the second half, and Sunderland, first real time they've got out here with Hume down the right side, and Robertson got something to that, but he couldn't win the ball back. Keeping an eye on everything elsewhere. Nothing has concluded yet, but 3 of the 4 early games into additional time, and Brighton and Villa about to enter added time as well. At the Amex, 3 of those 4 games still very close, as Konate absolutely committed in his challenge, and the referee said that was a fair one. As McAllister fires down the right. Look at the space for Salah here as the ball just about evaded him, but he's brought it down nicely up against Ronaldo. Pokes it on to Szoboszlai, chops back to his right, and cleared away by Sunderland. And the referee is just going to stop the game for the moment as Liverpool have possession again, and Sadiqi's the one down on the other side of the field after that committed challenge by Konate. We'll see it again. Yeah, Brobbey lays it off, and Konate, I mean, yeah, a little shot, a little. I mean, to be fair, Konate does nothing wrong there, if I'm honest. Good spot by the referee, and Sadiqi kind of threw himself to the floor. Not a foul, and it wasn't given either. A goal at Elland Road. This is what Chelsea like to hear. They've got one back, and it's Pedro Neto that has got one back. So Leeds has 2-goal advantage, no more. It's back to 1, and it's Leeds 2, Chelsea 1. Pedro Neto keeping Chelsea in the fight tonight. A lot of the games very closely balanced. Only Arsenal now have more than a 1-goal lead in their game, and it's goalless here. Switch ball on for Liverpool again. Chested down by Ronaldo. Salah with the pressure. Ronaldo forced to go back the way as Isak was on the scene too. And Alderete back to his goalkeeper in Roofs. Press a little bit more intense from Liverpool in this second half, you can tell. As Roofs clears away, but dispossessed pretty easily there as no one was in the vicinity, but Gomez a little bit too laboured. Szoboszlai holding off Enzo Lefebvre to win it back for Liverpool. That's positive from Dominik Szoboszlai. That's kind of the point I was making from the first half, that Liverpool were a little too ponderous at times. And certainly in the second half, the energy has risen. And Enzo Lefebvre is going to get a yellow card here for a pull on McAllister. He's going to get Liverpool a free kick. All over at the Emirates. Arsenal have won by 2-0. Also at Turf Moor, Burnley 0, Palace 1. It's finished there as well. Same at Molineux, Wolves 0, Forest 1. It's finished there. Still going between Brighton and Villa. 4-3 it remains there. So 3 of our 4 early games to a conclusion. Roos to clear long. Gomez heading forward, but his header bounced out of play on that occasion before Isak could get anywhere near it. Out for the Sunderland throw. I love the second half. Liverpool have had 66% possession. Neither side have had a shot yet, but Liverpool again in control of the ball. And the tempo certainly increased. The ball fed out to the left-hand side here for Reynaldo to chase. Gomez tackling, and tackling late there, Joe Gomez. And he's going to get himself a yellow card. Reynaldo certainly much quicker. Gomez just too late on that one. Yeah, the ball was well gone. A silly foul to give away, really. His first yellow card of the season for Joe Gomez, and a free kick to Sunderland on the left-hand side. After Reynaldo gets himself back to his feet. So Lefay is going to take this free kick. Another goal at Elland Road to tell you about. After Chelsea got themselves back in it, back within a goal, Leeds have retaken a 2-goal lead. It's 3-1 to Leeds United. We'll tell you about that goal in a moment, as Lefay's delivery is sailed over the crossbar. So 3-1 to Leeds United, and it's... I'm trying to find out for you. I've got no information to tell you at this minute in time who's got the goal, but I do know it's a third goal for Leeds at this moment in time, and it is 3-1. Quite a remarkable night for Leeds United at Elland Road. When that place gets going, it is one of the toughest places for anyone to play football, and Liverpool have a wee trip up to Leeds at the weekends, or down to Leeds, whatever it is. That's on Saturday evening. Liverpool head to Leeds. Here comes Salah. Trying to go with a 1-2. And Reynaldo having to clear it behind. Will be a corner. By the way, the correction, it is 2-1. The goal has been disallowed. So Leeds thought that they had retaken a 2-goal lead, but it is just back to 2-1. But they do still lead, which is crucial. But only 56 minutes gone there. Corner to Liverpool then, right hand side at the Kop end. First corner of the second half in the 58th minute, and Mo Salah is going to take it. Interesting choice, by the way. Salah has been taking a lot of Liverpool set pieces recently. Left footed, fizzed, back post, header down by Gomez across goal and cleared away. Salah on the rebound, blocked and cleared away. Gravenberch to Weerts. The crowd can feel Liverpool are getting closer. Weerts with the ball forward. Too close to Robin Roos. But you could feel the crowd felt that Liverpool were getting close there. They almost had a really good chance. Joe Gomez got his head to that one. He's never scored for Liverpool in any game in his Liverpool career. Better time to step up. That was nice from Weerts. Laid off to Gravenberch. Now into Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai will hit it. Took a deflection, I think, maybe. Or maybe it just sailed away. Firing it forward. And it just skied over the bar. Well wide. I thought that because it had gone so far, it took a deflection, but it didn't. And goal kick it is. So, confirmation, Villa have beaten Brighton there. It's finished 4-3. What a crazy game at the Amex between those two. Sunderland playing it dangerously. One back by Robertson. Salah back to Weerts. Deflected and cleared away by Reynaldo. Again, a little bit nervy there from Sunderland. Playing it out from the back and almost getting caught out. Liverpool's press very intensely high as... Oh, Konate! Awkward header. Robbie was well covered over by Konate on the follow-up though, as here is Talby. Liverpool ample players in the area if they can get them to it, as McAllister clears it away. Taken down by Salah, but he couldn't keep the possession. Given away to Siddiqui. Game's opened up a bit more now. That's for both teams, it's opened up. And I don't know who that benefits more at this minute in time. And here come Sunderland down the right hand side. Ball arrowed towards the area and all the way through to Alisson. Well, that header from Konate could have been dangerous. It could have been nervy, but he did well to recover. Konate. Forgot his name there. I literally just said it and then I forgot his name instantly. Oh, poor distribution there from Alisson. Little short. Given away. Lefay. Ball in. Brobbey was there. Konate had to make the header. He got it right that time. And put it behind for the corner. Yeah, poor from the goalkeeper really, and Alisson, and putting pressure right on his team instantly again there, and exactly the opposite of what either of these two teams need is their goalkeepers putting unnecessary pressure on them. As we hit the hour mark inside Anfield, Liverpool 0, Sunderland 0. At this point at the weekend, Liverpool took their lead at West Ham through Alexander Isak. Corner to Sunderland. Headed off the post at the near post by Alderete. That was a close one. Corner delivered in, and Alderete just stepped away from everyone at the near post. Got a clean header. Bashed off the outside of the left post. Lefay's delivery, and Alderete free header onto the outside of the post. Sunderland caught, although fouled by Alexander Isak, given by Stuart Atwell, which Isak doesn't believe is, but decision given. See this again, gets himself in a tricky spot. Did he just kind of bundle him over there, Isak? I think he might have, if I'm honest. Sunderland going to make a change, going to see Brian Brobbey coming off. And it's going to see Wilson Isidore coming on. Isidore has been the star man for Sunderland this season. 4 Premier League goals. Replaces Brian Brobbey up front. Some fresh legs. Brian Brobbey's got 2 Premier League goals of his own. Didn't add to that tonight. Isidore on. A physical target. As Van Dijk heads back to Alisson from that long ball from Sunderland as Alisson. That's better distribution. Lays it off to Robertson, who poked it first time. Not able to keep it. Although Sunderland a little sloppy in the midfield there. Szoboszlai, now Gomez. Yeah, not many options further forward there on that occasion. Here's Gravenberg. Now Van Dijk. On the left hand side. McAllister. Szoboszlai. Back to Gravenberg. McAllister. Robertson. McAllister again. Trying to move it into an area to find space, to find a gap, to find something where they can try and test Sunderland as Salah and Isak link up there. Back to Szoboszlai now, to Gomez on the right side. Liverpool keep it moving in and around the final third here. Sunderland with everybody back, as expected. Van Dijk. Robertson and Weerts. Little 1-2. Weerts back inside to Szoboszlai. Now out to the outside is Salah. He's got Gomez on the overlap, but Salah goes back to Konate. Not much room to Liverpool to try and find space as Gomez to Salah. Salah whip a cross in, and it's low and into the hands of Roofs. Defender ducked out of the way there from Salah's cross. Liverpool have had 11 shots tonight, only 3 of them on target. All 3 of which came in the first half, so again something that they'll need to really test the goalkeeper more. Szoboszlai battling there, loses the throw-in. It looks like Curtis Jones is going to be coming on for Liverpool as well after Salah's introduction at half-time. Jones is going to be the next sub, and it's going to be Joe Gomez. It's going to be coming off. Gomez put in a strong shift in the last 2 games. Has had injury problems, and I'm sure that's why Arne Slot wants to take him off. Joe Gomez played the whole game against West Ham and has played a good 65 minutes here tonight. For a player that's injury prone, that's quite a few minutes in the space of 3 days. Quite a lot of minutes in a few days, and Curtis Jones on, so I expect Curtis Jones will just play right back. No other fit right backs for Liverpool at the minute. Bradley and Frimpong still out with injury. .25 to go here at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Sunderland 0. Here's Curtis Jones. Konate down to Salah on the right hand side. He's got Szoboszlai on the overlap. Szoboszlai takes that option. Just about got there. Back to Salah. Now Jones. Salah again. Switches it back across to McAllister. Liverpool keep it moving. Van Dijk. Robertson back to Van Dijk. Lots of passes, but not much penetration, really. And Chris says one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League, that Roofs. He's not had major amounts to do. Szoboszlai's probably had the most threat against him tonight with 2 long-range efforts. It's the most that he's probably been tested this evening. The Sunderland goalkeeper. Here is Gravenberg. Now Van Dijk down the left-hand side comes Robertson. Now Weerts inside of Robertson trying to go for the 1-2. Weerts! He's never getting to that one. Robertson's ball was poor. And once again, Sunderland just not worried at all by what their opponents have been able to throw at them tonight. Still goalless. Still 2-1 to Leeds at Elland Road, although Chelsea have had a lot of the possession and seem to be in a better mood at the minute since that Leeds' 3rd goal was disallowed. Van Dijk breaking apart a possible attack there. Here's a chance for Sunderland on the breakaway. Talby will hit it and find the corner. Wonderful goal by Talby from range, and Sunderland take the lead. Surely it was inevitable. Liverpool at one end, unable to find a way through. And it's been so common, their opponents finding a way past them at the other. And the away crowd in full voice. And Talby with the goal on 67 gives Sunderland the lead. The season's surprise package are on course as it stands for a surprise away win. Liverpool 0, Sunderland 1. And it's really more of the same for Arne Slot's Liverpool. Liverpool 0, Sunderland 1. And my goodness me, after the win against West Ham at the weekend and what has been a pretty distant performance tonight at times, a deflection off the back of Van Dijk, so unfortunate. It doesn't matter, they all count. And Talby with the goal gives Sunderland the lead. A lead that would lead to a win that would put them up to 4th as it stands. Liverpool, like they have before, go behind and look lost in games. Will that be a similar theme tonight after going 1-0 down? We talked about it. Liverpool were quite ponderous in the first half. They come out with a little bit more energy in the second, but again, not much more penetration. Not really threatening Sunderland too much in this second half. And again, it's really poor. They lose tonight. That's 7 wins and 7 defeats. And they haven't won a game when trailing this season. It's not often they find a way back when trailing at all recently. As Ballard felt he was pushed by Szoboszlai there. It was a push. Is it a penalty? And they're both wrestling, if I'm honest. It's a bit soft. They're both wrestling for the ball. I think they're just going to play on here, I believe. Yeah, play on is the decision. Another long throw here from Sunderland coming. Up and away by McAllister. Siddiqui feeds it back in, but it's cleared away by Liverpool. Again, Sunderland is all over the pitch. Better than Liverpool at the minute. Van Dijk, up in the air it goes. The battle as coming from an offside position, Florian Wirtz. .20 to go, and Liverpool trailing by a goal to nil. Sunderland through Talby with the help of Virgil van Dijk's deflection, helping it past Alisson and breaking the deadlock as they look the more likely to score again. Sunderland, as Liverpool can't get out at the minute, but they've found a breakaway with Wirtz. Not much options ahead of him as he does find McAllister, but dragged a little wide and having to rescue a throw-in out of Granit Xhaka, who had that well covered. Just seems like everything Liverpool throw at Sunderland, they've got the answer. And really, they're not throwing too much, you got to say. I mean, I don't understand how void Liverpool have been in attacking areas in this run that they've been on. I mean, it is crazy how a team can go from firing goals galore early in the season to just not able to find goals in games. As of recent, it's a torrid run as McAllister hits one from range, and that's the sort of thing that this run does. Has players taking shots from 35 yards that are, I mean, near impossible to score from. McAllister's one similar to others from that sort of range, going absolutely nowhere but into the stands. And Ugo Ekitike is going to be coming on. Liverpool's third change of the game, their second of the second half. And he will join Mo Salah and Curtis Jones, who both come off the bench. As Liverpool a little caught out at the back here again is Talby. He flood bodies back into the area, and Van Dijk stepping across to win it to Szoboszlai. There's a player down, so the possession will stop. The game will stop for the moment as it's Trey Hume, I think, who's holding his head. And the referee making sure that he gets checked up. Still 2-1 to Leeds at Elland Road. Yeah, just a clash of heads with Ibrahima Konate a little bit ago. Trey Hume. Well, if I'm honest, are we really surprised by what we're seeing at this minute in time? Because I'm not. I mean, in recent form, this has been Liverpool all over, really, if I'm honest. You can see what way games are going to go. Teams sit in, sit deep. Liverpool have literally no way of breaking them down. And on the counter-attack with one big chance, they score. And albeit Sunderland have had one or two big chances before that. They hit the post and the crossbar, remember. So Liverpool have been warned, but it just goes to show that it doesn't seem like much is changing for Liverpool. Despite that West Ham win at the weekend, it's been more the same here tonight. They've tried, but I mean, tried with nothing to show for it. And it's similar that they're just not testing goalkeepers. That's the issue. They're having shots, but they're shots from nothing that are getting you nothing. I mean, they still have an under 1 XG at home, which is quite atrocious, really, for any team. Never mind the defending champions, and I don't want to keep holding them to that narrative, but that's the truth. And a 0.88 XG after 13 shots is horrendously poor. You're having pop shots from long range and doing nothing with your possession. Here's Salah down the right hand side, cuts inside to Szoboszlai, gets it into the area, bounces. Fortunately, Wirtz has a shot blocked. Van Dijk now, Robertson, Ekitike, keeping it moving. Robertson feeds it in behind Ekitike to the edge of the area on the left. Not much room to go in as Robertson whips it deep and headed away by Hume, who returns to the play. Szoboszlai recycles. 15 to go. Liverpool 0, Sunderland 1. There's another goal to tell you about at Elland Road. And Leeds thought they'd taken a 3-1 lead earlier. Well, now they have, and Chelsea's fight back halted again, and it's 3-1 to Leeds United, and it is a real horror show moment, you gotta say, for Chelsea's defence. And you gotta say, my goodness, a performance well deserved from Leeds tonight. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has got the goal, and it is Leeds United 3, Chelsea 1. Chelsea would drop to 5th, with Sunderland winning and Leeds beating Chelsea. And with Villa having won earlier, Chelsea would drop 2 places to 5th with defeat tonight. And it's 3-1 to Leeds United. Time continues to tick down and more pressure continues to build upon Liverpool as Szoboszlai goes down. Doesn't get the foul. Talby went down after a challenge as well. He didn't get a foul, but I don't think he wanted one either. Salah, linking to Wirtz, back to Salah. Here come Liverpool breaking away. Salah down the right comes Szoboszlai. Fantastic challenge by Reynildo. It looked like he used his arm, but he was on the ground, so fair enough. And Siddiqui goes down and is going to get a free kick. Ryan Gravenberch giving away that free kick. And more frustration upon more frustration for Liverpool. Salah again, the breakaway. Szoboszlai. Fantastic reactions from Reynildo to get out to Szoboszlai. Give him absolutely no chance of getting anywhere near the box. And then Siddiqui down the left channel. Just caught by Gravenberch. A bit of a lazy challenge, if I'm honest. Reminder for you, tomorrow night Man United take on West Ham at Old Trafford. That's tomorrow at 8 o'clock here on LFS. Hoping you can join us for that one as we round off match day 14 in the Premier League, our mountain of midweek action. 6 games tonight, 4 concluded, 2 still underway. As Robertson gets double teamed down that right hand side for Sunderland. They're toying with Liverpool at the minute. Xhaka switching it to Talby. Curtis Jones in the way. Salah's there too. Talby in no hurry, and neither is Siddiqui as he goes back to Reynildo. To Siddiqui. Salah trying to threaten to win the ball back as Curtis Jones does win it back. They look at the referee tentatively as now Wirtz to Szoboszlai. Bodies flooding forward. Szoboszlai's delivery is horrendous. No chance for Isak or Ekitike to get anywhere near that one. And that's summing up the night. All the energy, all the ability. Lacking quality in the final third again. Shake of the head from Isak. I mean, it is bizarre how lacking in quality Liverpool get in the final third. It's horrendously bad. Horrendously bad. Substitution here for Sunderland. Enzo Lefay is coming off, and Lucharel Gertrude, an extra defender, is coming on, so they will go to a back five. Put an extra body back to try and see out this result. It would be a great result for them. 11 minutes to go. Take the throw in deep in their own half, Sunderland. Canati battling. Van Dijk wins the header. Comes off Ekitike, and Isak battling too, but it comes back to Van Dijk. And pressure for Curtis Jones to deal with here as he gets it back to Allison just in the nick of time. As Talby was desperate to get there. I think it's just the heaviness that Liverpool play with. When they go behind, they just look like there's a massive weight on them that you just can't lift. They look like they're trudging in mud when they move about Liverpool. There's just no freedom, no flow to their play, no flow to their movement. Salah trying to find Jones on the underlap. Back to Salah. So Boschlei with a crossing, but caught by Roofs again. And into the last 10 minutes we go. And if I'm honest, after relieving the pressure upon himself at the weekend, Arne Slot, the pressure will build again if this ends the way it is at the moment. That's a nice ball by Jones, finding Szoboszlai, who showed too much of it to Alderete to cover and defend it, and he clears it away long. Jones steps in to win it back again, striding to find Weerts. Weerts with a little bit of space, dragging a one, and gets a goal. All Curtis Jones and Flockian Weerts levels. And that's erupted Anfield. That's the little bit of magic that Liverpool need in the form that they're in, the run that they're on. And Flockian Weerts fires into the Anfield net at the Kop end to level things. And where was that in the last 81 minutes? But I have to say, it was all Curtis Jones. Liverpool too ponderous at times in their press, but Jones here, when Sunderland clear it away, Talby takes a heavy touch, but Jones is there to win it back. Does really well. Then lays it to Weerts, and you think Weerts, tight space, difficult area of the field in the box, where Liverpool have had no joy all night, but he does well to beat past Reynaldo, sends Ballard, and then hits the strike, takes a little bit of a deflection off Mukiele, I think, and it fired into the back of the net. Weerts does well. Helped on its way, but he had the shot that found the back of the net. And could that inspire Liverpool to a comeback here? Flockian Weerts. Liverpool 1, Sunderland 1. And that is the goal that Liverpool needed. Now could they be inspired to turning it all around? Ekitike into the area. Cut back, not cleared away, as Roofs was comfortable getting his hands to that one. Ekitike tried to make it difficult, but the Sunderland goalkeeper made easy work of that pressure. Remember, Liverpool haven't drawn a game this season. I mentioned it at half-time. They've either won or lost each of their 13 Premier League games they've played. 7 wins, 6 defeats. It's 1-1 at the moment with 7 minutes to go. Robertson battling there down the left side, blocking it out for the throw. Well, Sunderland brought on an extra defender to try and help see out what would be a great result with a win away, but maybe stepped off a little too much, and Liverpool on that occasion fought to win it back and win the equaliser, and got the ball into the box here. Sunderland away by Van Dijk, only as far as Mukiele though, and now they've come back out to fight, Sunderland, to try and retake the lead. Here's Hume lifting it into the area. Van Dijk gets up there to head it away. And now Szoboszlai finding Gravenberch. Bodies forward for Liverpool. If he can find one, he can't. But Weerts tries to help, and I think the free kick's going to be... the referee's actually going to stop it. Isidor's down in the Liverpool area, as is Ballard. I mean, They're dropping like flies here, Sunderland. Dropping like flies. Part of me believes that's not too genuine on some of those. Hume's delivery a little earlier that Van Dijk came up and cleared. I think that's where Isidore's got himself hurt. But, oh yeah, he does clash heads with Dan Ballard, to be fair. Yeah, they do clash heads. You can feel the energy inside Anfield's completely transformed with that equaliser, as it would do. And their team haven't given them much to shout about right throughout tonight, if I'm honest. This from Weerts. Lovely little bits of skill. You know that's what he's all about. And has the strike. It is helped along the way by Mukiele. And past roofs. That's sometimes the slice of luck you need in games. And I think they're going to give an own goal. So Weerts, I don't think is going to get credited with this. I think it will be Mukiele with an own goal, I believe. And Federico Chiesa's coming on for Liverpool. This will be their final change of the night. By the way, I can tell you that at the moment it's standing as a Florian Weerts goal, but some hint that maybe Mukiele might be credited with it as an own goal, because his deflection takes it past the goalkeeper. Right, so Isak's off, as is Robertson, so they're going to make a double change here, Liverpool. Chiesa's on, and also coming on is going to be Milos Kerkez. So I would suspect Ekitike will go central, and Chiesa will go maybe in behind him, or he might go central, and then Kerkez a straight swap for Robertson at left back. 4 minutes to go, plus additional time. Liverpool drop ball on the edge of the, right on the halfway line, or free kick on the halfway line, sorry, given by the referee a little earlier for those injury stoppages. And they've thrown their two centre-backs forward for this set piece, Liverpool. Szoboszlai targeting towards that area, up and away by Ballard, and away by Ballard again. Incredible defender, Dan Ballard, and has done a stellar job at times tonight. Szoboszlai back to Curtis Jones. So Liverpool flood their defenders back again into space and into shape. Here's Ekitike down the right. Jones. Ekitike again. Drifting centre. Back it comes to Konate now. Weerts. Weerts to Jones. Salah down the right hand side. Salah trying to chip it into the area. Talby with a block with his arm. It's by his side. And that's gone out for a Liverpool throw. And I think I'm just hearing that maybe it has been changed to an own goal. It has. So Nordi Mukiele credited with the own goal rather than Florian Weerts with the goal. So that's what it's gone down as. It was clear deflection. Wasn't too sure whether it was on target or not. Salah. Nice ball into Szoboszlai, blocked. Back to Salah, comes cleared away. As Curtis Jones was trying to press, and it's cleared long by Sunderland. Allison will try and keep it in. There he will. Last few minutes here at Anfield. Liverpool applying all the pressure, it seems, at the moment. Weerts. Nice hold up by Ekitike and a tight gap to hold on to the possession. Feeds it to Weerts. Now Jones. Nice vertical play from Liverpool. Salah into the area. Ball drops. Chiesa blocked. Jones shot blocked. Back to Szoboszlai. Took a heavy touch, but Konate's trying to help it on as well. But Sunderland can only clear it as far as they can get it away. 2 minutes to go. Curtis Jones. Flocky and Weerts now. The crowd trying to help Liverpool over the line as best as they can. Weerts. Jones. Back out wide to Weerts again. Bodies in the area. Weerts' cross blocked. Headed behind for the corner by Reinildo. It's corner number 4 for Liverpool it will be. Salah to take. They took their first corner of the second half from this side with Salah. The second will replicate that. Will I have a better header on it if they can get to it? Two centre-backs in there, in Van Dijk and Konate, amongst a number of other Liverpool players. Salah, deep. Van Dijk heads it down, back across, calls of handball. Many Liverpool players saying handball. The referee's given a corner. Whether the referee will see it here. Does it come off an arm? Yeah, I don't think it does. Trey Hume and Alderete were in the middle, but I don't think it comes off anybody's arm there. Maybe off his shoulder, but not his arm. Corner to Liverpool, left-hand side now. Szoboszlai, right-footed, into the area. Van Dijk! Blocked by his own man. Salah! Blocked and cleared away. Out for the throw-in. Many's a chance. Liverpool throwing everything they've got at it seems, at the moment. And the referee stopping the game for the moment, which Van Dijk's not too happy with because Ballard's lost the boot. At 90 minutes up. 7 added minutes. That gets a roar from the crowd. Yeah, it was Van Dijk's header. It was blocked. I think by Kirkes, was it? His own man. It seemed. Yeah, Van Dijk watched it all the way, got his head to the ball. Yeah, it was off the... It came off Kirkes that blocked it. I don't think it was going goalward anyway, but... And then Salah on the rebound, shot blocked by Trey Hume. There's one man in the area that can get to it. It is Virgil van Dijk. Still 3-1 to Leeds into the final minute of the 90 there at Elland Road. We'll bring that to a conclusion for you tonight, as well as recap all of tonight's scores when the final whistle comes, as Talby's coming off and O'Nine's coming on. An extra defender again for Sunderland, trying their ever hardest to see this one out. Everybody flooded back there. Curtis Jones to take this throw in. Not many open Liverpool shirts for him to find as he goes all the way back to Szoboszlai. Liverpool will restart their pressure. Last 5 minutes, 6 shots from Liverpool, none of them on target, and 100% of the possession. Ball into the area. Van Dijk heads it across. Roofs was combating with Ekitike and he got onto it. And I think the referee's given a foul here against Ekitike on Roofs, and I think that's a little soft, if I'm honest. See this ball in. Yeah, Roofs got 2 hands with it, but Ekitike is trying to get out of the way, to be fair to him. He has a right to win the ball, and try and win the ball. And he does well to try and get out of the way there. Didn't see Ekitike done much wrong, if I'm honest. Roofs clears long. 5 of the 7 added to go. Liverpool 1, Sunderland 1. Salah ticks down nicely. Here's Chiesa. Drifting it out to the left-hand side for Kirkes. Fires it down the left channel into Ekitike's path, and Ballard there to block it away. Behind for the corner. Nice ball by Kirkes. Nice vision. Ballard puts it behind for a corner. They thought it was a throw in there, Liverpool, for a second, in Kirkes, but it is a corner. The clock ticks down and all eyes on Van Dijk again in the area. Liverpool corner, left side. Szoboszlai's delivery again, up and away. Chested down by Gravenberch, shot blocked. Chiesa recycles it. Weerts lifts it into the area. Konate's header is into the hands of Roofs, who fires it away, and there's a man through the middle here. Big chance. Isidore, is he onside? Isidore against Allison. He's round the goalkeeper. It's cleared away, a block by Chiesa. Off the line. What a ball by Roofs. I think he was onside, Isidore, but my goodness, that could have been a moment. Chiesa got back and cleared it off the line after Allison was beaten. 3.5 to go with the 7. Gravenberch. Van Dijk. To Weerts, waiting for the overlap of Kirkes. There it comes. Kirkes across. Up and deflected. It's still in the area as it's not cleared away as Ballard. Great connection with Roofs. heads it back, and the Sunderland keeper does well. We'll see this pass again. What a ball. He was in his own half, so he was onside. It didn't matter whether he was on or off. He was in his own half. Isidore timed it to perfection. Allison beaten, and Chiesa, if he didn't get back, that would have been a winner for Sunderland. And Chiesa did get the block and cleared it away. That's incredible tracking. My goodness. And Roof's furious that didn't go in, because it would have been a good goal, because he was in his own half, Isidore. Here's Konate. Jones. That's the risk and reward of football sometimes. Jones, ball into the area, up and away. Wirtz takes it down deftly. Ekitike tries to get rid quickly, but the sheer amount of Sunderland bodies blocking it time and time again. Liverpool throwing everything at it. Sunderland have every body back, flooding their own penalty area to give Liverpool no space and as little a chance as they can get in front of goal. Here's Gravenberch. 2 minutes to the 7 to go. Van Dijk has stayed up there. He's not come back at all. Salah just about holding on to possession. Finds Szoboszlai. Pinging it out to the left-hand side. Van Dijk uses his head. Gets it out to Wirtz. Now Kierke's back to Wirtz. Kierke's on the overlap. Closed out, and Wirtz caught on the ball. And a battle to win it back again. And Gertrude in no hurry. And he gives it away. 90 seconds to go. Time running out. Wirtz finds Szoboszlai. Out to Salah. Salah, nice little 1-2. Salah trying to work the ball. Wins a corner. As we enter the 7th minute of additional time. The last minute of additional time. And another Liverpool corner. Their 5th of this second half. I think their 3rd in the last 10 minutes. Or their 4th maybe. Corner. Szoboszlai takes it from the right this time. An outswinger. It's low. It's terrible. Terrible. He'll get a chance to whip it in again. Szoboszlai lifts it deftly. Bouncing down. All the way through. And I think Szoboszlai had the last touch with his delivery. It's gone for a goal kick. They were claiming a deflection in there, Liverpool. Saying it was a corner, but on that occasion, not given. And 7 minutes ticking down. Seconds remain, and Roofs should kick this, and maybe that should be it. Roofs does kick it. Konate with his head. Bouncing down it goes. Chiesa trying to get to the ball. Liverpool can't get on the ball at the moment, as they've won it back there with Gravenberch, but Ekitike's path was blocked. Out for the throw in deep in their own half. 7 minutes are up, but the time still ticks on. Sure that well not ready to blow the final whistle yet. Here's Van Dijk. Kierke's. Gravenberch. No time for passing it around, Liverpool. They need to get it forward. Here's Szoboszlai. It's all over at Elland Road. Leeds have beaten Chelsea 3-1. Ball forward. Far too short by Szoboszlai, but headed out for the throw. Xhaka desperate for the final whistle from the referee. Not yet. Gravenberch. Wirtz clipped it forward. Alderete battling. It's still alive. Ekitike gets the space. And it's just over the crossbar, and surely that was the chance. It is, because there's the final whistle. In a game where Sunderland probably outfought Liverpool defensively, certainly. Hung on. Took their chance when it came. And when it looked like it was going to be a similar night for Liverpool, beaten at home by the odd goal. Florian Wirtz's little bits of skill, helped on the way by Nordi Mukiele's deflection, levelled things for the Reds. They dominated the final minutes, trying to get the winner. But Sunderland, probably a well-deserved point on the night for them. And you got to say, Liverpool at no point probably deserved the win here tonight. And they didn't get it. Final score at Anfield. It's finished. Liverpool 1, Sunderland 1. That's a first draw of the season for Liverpool. Sunderland, a big point on the road. Their 5th draw of the campaign. And Arne Slot's team pick up 4 points from 2 games. That's rare form for them recently for Liverpool. Weert's not credited with a goal, an own goal for him for the equaliser. And let's recap the night's action. Arsenal 2-0 winners at home to Brentford. Marino and Saka with the goals. 7-goal thriller between Brighton and Aston Villa. Brighton took a 2-goal lead. Jean-Paul Van Hecke, followed up by an own goal from Pau Torres, gave them a 2-goal lead. Ollie Watkins with 2 goals before half-time levelled things for Villa before Onana gave them the lead 3-2. Donyell Malen then made it 4-2 to give Villa a bit of breathing room before Brighton closed the gap again, made it 4-3 with Van Hecke, and that was to be the final action of the game. An incredible game there. Crystal Palace winning by a 1-0 away at Burnley. In that one, the only goal from Daniel Munoz to secure 3 points. Forest by the same scoreline away at Wolves. They won by a 0-0. Igor Jesus with the goal, giving them all 3. And Leeds winning by 3-1 at home against Chelsea. A great result, much needed win for Leeds United. Takes them out of the bottom 3 after 4 successive defeats. Jacobillo and Ayo Tanaka with the goals in the first half. Pedro Neto with the goal in the second for Chelsea to get them back in it. For Dominic Calvert-Lewin made it 3-1 to seal the victory for Leeds, who are just above the relegation zone but 3 points ahead of West Ham, who are still to play this match week. They head to Man United tomorrow night. That is our game tomorrow night, Man United against West Ham. But before we talk about that, before we go to that game, let's show you what tonight's table looks like. And what 9 games out of 10 this match week does for the Premier League table. Well, Arsenal retake that 5-point advantage at the top with their win against Brentford earlier, 33 points. Manchester City on 28 after their 5-4 win away at Fulham last night. Aston Villa, now 4 wins on the bounce, make it 27 points. They're up to 3rd. Incredible from Villa. And they head to Arsenal at the weekend. Or sorry, they host Arsenal at the weekend, sorry. Chelsea dropped to 4th despite losing tonight. Their first defeat in a few weeks. They're on 24 points. Palace on 23, as are Sunderland on 23 after their draw at Liverpool tonight. Brighton losing at home, they're on 22. Liverpool on 22 in 8th. And then come Manchester United in 9th on 21. Of course, Man United still to play. Everton up into the top half with their win last night. They're in 10th on 21 points. Into the bottom half, Spurs with their draw at home away to Newcastle. They're on 19 along with Newcastle on 19 points. Brentford and Bournemouth join them on the same number of points. Fulham on 17 in 15th. Forest up to 16th on 15 points now after their win tonight. As do Leeds. They win. They're on 14. And then the bottom 3 come West Ham, who are yet to play. They are on 11 points. Burnley lost each of their last 5. They're on 10. And Wolves, 12 defeats out of 14 this season. They're on 2 points. That's the way it turns out tonight. And as I said, one more game to come. Man United taking on West Ham at Old Trafford tomorrow night. But that is it from us tonight. Sunderland came to Anfield, thought they were taking all 3 points. Liverpool fought to get an equaliser when they thought it was going to be similar themes at home for them as of recent. But in the end, an unlikely result for Liverpool this season. Their first draw, 1-1. It finished. Good night.